Oh, well, how about the mighty performance review? My goodness, this is a question we get on a regular basis. How do we conduct a performance review meeting and one that really, really works? Hey, it's Scott Beebe with Business on Purpose. Delighted that we get to be together for just a couple of minutes. Make sure to head on over to mybusinessonpurpose.com/healthy for about a 5 to 7 minute assessment on the metric health of the back end of your business. Well, when we think about performance reviews, how do we respond? Usually it goes something like this. Yuck! That's what most owners and team members think when they hear the dreaded phrase performance review. And to the owner, you might as well have said, hey, you want to spend loads of hours preparing for an uncomfortable discussion that, it'll be totally worthless in time. And to the team member, you might as well have said, hey, would you like for me to stick a hot poker in your ear? Truth is that performance reviews are very rarely an actual review of performance and are more often than not a mismatched reflection of previous work with no clear outcomes or any forward-facing objectives. So the question begs then, are they even necessary? Well, we'd like to propose a different type of review, an actual review of performance. It's the same words with a completely different method and purpose. Ultimately, the owner wants the team member to do what the business needs to accurately assess the team member and how they're doing relative to what the customer and the business need them to do in their role and, of course, beyond their role. The team members will want the question answered, am I doing what's needed? And am I doing beyond what's needed? And what can I get better at? So we're going to make this very quick because we want it to be intentionally simple. I believe there's going to be 4 to 5 tools for a great culture of performance and for reviewing that performance. In fact, these tools will not only be used on Performance Review Day, but quite frankly need to be embedded into the soul of your business every single day. The very first tool that you'll need for great evaluation of performance are the unique core values of your business. Those need to be written down. They need to be distributed. They need to be talked about on a regular basis. Those values are the filters for great decision making. And they're the curbs along the side of the road, keeping you in bounds towards that vision, that detailed snapshot of the future of your business. It is possible to have great performance and yet effort misaligned with the values, which will lead the team away from the vision that you've written down. Your unique core values serve as an anchor for each team member to ensure that all performance is progress-based performance that ultimately leads towards the vision. Now, the next tool, each team member needs a written job role. I think you're seeing a theme here with the written down part of this. If you have not already been through our module on job roles, please refer to that module. We've got content on that here on the podcast and the YouTube channel. And make sure that every single team member in your business has a role, is clear on that role, and is relentlessly trained on that role, and is reminded of the role. Yep, all those things. You might say, well, but I showed them the role when they started. Surely they remember that. Well, yeah, that's fine. But remember, you're hiring human beings. We need to be reminded on a regular basis. The third tool needed to review great performance is a simple 12-week plan or whatever consistent goal-setting tool that you use in your business. If you don't use any, then every 13th week, actually this is 12-week plan week in the Business on Purpose community at the time of this recording, we want you to just sit down and choose 3 goals, 3 near-term elements that you need to focus on that will help align your role, your values, straight towards the vision that you're going through. So the goals that you set throughout the year should be tracked for their implementation and effectiveness towards the vision. Again, refer back to our module on goal setting or our content on goal setting, the 12-week plan, and implement it. Finally, you need a repetitive series of one-to-one check-ins to reflect back on. These one-to-one check-ins should occur no less than monthly and should include core questions, such as where have you seen a true story this week that lives out our mission and values? Or a second question of what are you seeing and thinking right now? Third, what blind spots do you see? Fourth, what do you need from me? And fifth, here's what I see and here's what I need from you. Ask those questions sincerely and repetitively, document the responses, and that will give you excellent content when it's time to conduct your own performance reviews. One more tool that will ensure that your performance reviews actually happen at a time that is valuable to you and to your team members, and that's your calendar. Go ahead and set the dates on your calendar. At Business on Purpose, we have Prep Week every November. So this week, it will actually be 3 consecutive weeks in November that we'll spend time getting prepared for the coming year, both with our finances, with our personal goal setting, with our budgets, with our estate plans, those sorts of things. And so you'll want to take that time to put your performance reviews for the following year on the calendar. Here's how these tools will play out to create a performance review that actually works and doesn't suck the life out of your day. So let's review it. At least once per year, you, the immediate manager, will sit down with the team member during performance review day and walk through the performance review template, reflecting on how the team member has lived out. And here's what the template looks like. A section on core values, how they have met or not met their top 3 job role tasks. That's another section. The third section is how they completed their priority goals throughout the year, and listening back in on the general themes from your no less than monthly one-to-one check-ins. There's a final section in the template for you as a leader to provide feedback on how the team member can grow in their role over the next 6 to 12 months. So the values ensure each person is in bounds with their performance aligned to the vision. The role ensures each person is owning the task needed to help the team move forward. The goals ensure that each person has a hyper focus on any adjustments mid-course that are required throughout the year. The check-ins ensure that each person has a platform for feedback and for coaching, and the calendar ensures that we make the time for each of these items. By the way, any of the gaps in performance requires that you and I as the leaders take ownership of that disparity. How will you ever coach the mindset of ownership if you or myself are unwilling to own it ourselves? There is one more tool that we should probably mention, and that's the missing piece to the power of pushing towards great performance review, and that's implementation. We will always take a half-baked plan with full implementation versus a perfect plan with half-baked implementation. Remember, Joe Calloway said, vision without implementation is hallucination. So if you take time to build out a proper performance review process, you will have greater clarity in the who and the how of your business, and it will allow you to live out your business on purpose.